edition of Porchlight poetry. To be honest, it took me like 28 tries to get it, and only because this is one of my favorite poems. I feel like personally I've done better, but I know some of the lines are a little difficult to get because it's a little too abstract. That it's not really direct, and you can't really get what every line means. So I'm gonna pretty much just break it down real quick for you guys. I think every poem deserves like a little bit of breakdown. So I'll just start with a random line. The poem is basically formed around the idea that there's a market. Like, we all have our own value, but only because certain values are put on you by certain people. In this case, of course, would be the powerful white man, you know, the man coming down on the black man. So the concept is you're basically branded in a way despite your own self-value. So like the first part is talking about how you're pretty much on the market and they shoot down your sign, reaching out to your stands only to shoot down your sign and mock your design. Basically, no matter what sign you already have up that says what your value is, they knock down whatever sign that is and they put their own value on you. And then there's a part about they have no interest in our seasons. In other words, no salt, no reason, better have that go that they shoot you and call it treason. Think back to early 1800s, one of the major exports from Africa was salt. So, you know, the salt trade, think about things like that. If you didn't have the salt, they weren't really doing any business with you. I mean, of course, you have other things like gold, which I also mentioned in the next line, and that's sort of relating to modern times as well. So basically, if you don't get the gold, you don't bring home the bacon for the guy who's in charge, then you're not really much they're gonna shoot you and call it treason, basically saying they're gonna cut you out because you're not making them any money. Everything's about commerce in this case, so you know the commerce lines are connected a little bit, as you see. And then the next part about who the first Greeks got the letters from, there was some influence from Africa, actually a lot of influence from Africa on the Greek civilization. Of course, Egyptian civilizations came prior to like the Greek history you're familiar with. So basically just like the writing system, and then commerce also was very common. And you see that those connections remain, you know, throughout the history of the Greek civilization. So that's what that part is. About the physical anatomic ratio, because you know, black men are no, I'm just playing. It's nothing about that at all. But if you look up something, what's it called? Melanin, right? Yeah, there's a whole history about the skin pigment, about melanin, which gives it that brown color. Look that up. It's called melanin, MELANIN. And then we're not, like I said in the poem, we're not physically superior to everything else. Not saying we're like the Aryan race where we're just better than everybody else, but it's just saying that we're not inferior. We're not, just because we're built a certain way does not make us monkeys or anything like that, as some conceptions in the past have been influenced and encouraged throughout the course of American history. And then it's back to that concept of having our own market stand and standing together and stand. That's basically, we gotta make a stand. That's all there is to it. I mean, you know, in this black market, we don't have enough self-values, so therefore, who's gonna value us if we don't value ourselves? And then there's a line, he might drink, smoke, steal, joke, and fight, but tell him he can have the world if he can read and write. That's basically saying, I mean, there are people out there who aren't doing well for themselves. They're doing the complete opposite of what they should be doing, so gang banging and all that. I mean, we all go through life a different way. Sometimes we don't really understand where everybody's coming from. So we have to understand that that's just how some people can build character. There are a lot of successful people who had to go through certain things, like going through a gang and then being involved in like violence and things like that. But instead of criticizing them, calling them stupid, calling them ratchet, calling them this and that, you should remind your fellow brothers and sisters that they do have some worth. They should, like I said before, put value on themselves and understand that. Teach them about what their history is, like I'm trying to do with this poem, like I've just looked at from just being a young black male. Sometimes they just need a different perspective on things, and then they might not get it the first, second time, maybe not even the third time, but I mean, it's a step, okay? It's it can be a little buzz in their ear, and someday they might realize, yo, this is me, I need to get my life together. And you know, the more that happens, it might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen next year, it might not happen in the next 5 years, but it'd be something, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much everything that might have been difficult, might have needed some things cleared up or whatever have you. More coming soon. I'm gonna make a new YouTube page. Check out the other page at Thunderwolves Media on YouTube. We got some couch potato stuff coming pretty soon. Shout out to Demetrius King on that. That's another like comical thing that I'm doing. And besides that, just stay tuned. Look me up on Facebook. I'm on there. And you guys be easy, alright? Peace and love.